Hello and welcome. My name's Brad, and you've landed on the Heart and Soul Wellness Channel. We're physically located in Marble Falls, Texas, and our mission, our goal, is to provide you with healthy bodyweight exercises in the forms of non-traditional power yoga, yin yoga, yin yoga, meditation, and breathing exercises, all with the mission to heal. I believe that motion is lotion and movement's medicine, so you're invited to go get on your mat, grab your hand towel, a water bottle, and anything else you need to take care of yourself. Be willing to slow the video down, pause, or do anything you need to do. See you on your mat.
Welcome to your practice. Let's get started. Child's pose. Just come on down to your mat, bring your big toes to touch, and take your hips back toward your heels. Just taking a moment to set your personal reason to be on your mat, of why, or an intention, something to be about when you want to move or change or leave or exit the practice. Start to slow your breath. Breathing in from your nose. All the way into the depths of your belly. And starting to squeeze your belly, breathing out through your nose. Laying aside my competitive background, knowing that my body, your body, they're different bodies. And with the intention of kindness today, being kind to myself, being kind to others, using this practice to practice slowing my reactiveness. It seems like during this time of COVID-19 that we're in, the lines are getting drawn possibly deeper for the people that really believe within their heart that we should stay in shelter, keeping our distance, and the side of let's get back together, let's herd immunity, and I can't stand the fact that we are alienated. Whichever side of that camp you're on, possibility of kindness and some understanding. Coming on up, onto your hands, onto your knees. Going to move a little with some cat-cows. Taking a breath in, looking up. Exhale, squeeze round and press. Breath in, pulling your hands back, looking up. Exhale and round. Full breath in, upward looking. Full breath out, downward looking. Extending your right leg back. Spreading out your toes. Make some space. So some activation. Small muscles. Knee to lip. Squeeze in. Press away. Look up. Knee to lip. Squeeze in round. Inhale. Look up. Make some space. Exhale. Squeeze. Inhale. Make some space. One more. Exhale, squeeze in. Inhale, space, activating your glute. Again, inhale or exhale, squeeze in, and then reach away. And take your right foot right in line with your left foot. Going to move into a modified side plank. So you're keeping your left hand down, reaching your right hand up, playing with a little balance. Stretch your chest. Open up your pectorals. Spread out your fingers. Move into some deeper breaths. Go ahead and lift your right leg, play with a little balance, and move your right arm over your ear. Come into an extended, modified side plank. Left knee's on the ground, right leg's in the air. Spreading out your toes, spreading out your fingers. Use your core for balance. An opportunity to grab your right foot with your right hand. If you can, get the big toe side so you're externally rotating your shoulder of your right arm. Continue to breathe. Maybe take a risk and look up. Tilt your head back. Then release your arm. Keep your right leg lifted. Extend it back. And you're just going to take your right foot, set it outside of your left foot, off of your mat. And then take a look at your left or your right foot over your left shoulder. So you're opening up the whole right side body. Little curl of your toes, pressing through your heel of your right foot. All fours, hands and knees, couple cat cows. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Big breath in, pull your hands back. Exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Extend your left leg back. Squeeze at your core. And spread your toes. Just opening up every nook and cranny of your body. Knee to lips, squeeze in, press down. Breath in, reach back. Empty out, knee to your lips, squeeze. Press it away, stretch your toes. Exhale, knee to lips. Inhale, extend, make space. Squeeze in, press down, reach away. Right to your lips, squeeze and hug, reach back. Modified side plank, left foot goes on the ground, left hand to the sky. So if you want to make it a little easier, you can kick your right shin bone out to the side or toward the off of the mat to the right. A little more challenging, you're going to keep your knee, your hand, your knee, your right foot all in line with your left foot, like you're on a tightrope. And then tuck your tailbone. Squeeze your belly. And focus on your breath. can you have a little fun as you lift your left leg? Stretch your left toes. Taking life lightly. A little bend to the left leg, maybe grabbing the big toe side of your left foot. Kick and pull. Stretch out the front side of your left body. Press down into the floor with your right hand. You're going to slowly release it. Extend your left foot off of the mat to the right. Keep your hips level. Look over your right shoulder. See your left foot. Pull forward through your left shoulder as you press back through your left foot. Okay, all fours, hands and knees. And curl your toes under downward facing dog. If you need to move around a little bit at the front end of this down dog, do it. Move a little. And then can you move into some stillness? You're in this pretty challenging position, strengthening position. Stretching out your fingers, stretching out your toes, activating your core. A little spread of your sit bones up toward the ceiling. As you press into your hands, your chest back toward your thighs. Noticing when your brain wants to have you move, how challenging it is sometimes to be completely still. Can you find stillness? Noticing how much you want to fidget, especially right here, maybe toward the end. Can you simply breathe in and breathe out? High on the balls of your feet, shift forward into a high push-up position. Firm up your core, lifting your belly toward the ceiling. And like you're pressing the floor away from you. Breathe. Fluid breath. flowing. Squeeze your hands toward one another. Fire up. If you want a challenging more, you can lift a leg either side. Okay, drop your forearms to the floor. Take a little break. Keep your knees lifted if you possibly can. Squeeze the pit of your belly. A little curl of your sacrum under. Fire up your thighs. And look toward the front of your mat. Notice fidgeting. Fidgeting is really just simply a way to distract the mind from breathing. Feeling. Really allowing yourself to feel what you feel in this pose. The challenge, the rinsing, strengthening, amount of space you're creating between your breaths. Okay, Sphinx pose. Drop your hips down to the ground. Oh, forearms stay on the ground, elbows under your shoulders, stretching out your front body. Little hip flexor stretch. Abdomen stretch. So the sensation of opening in the front of your body, drawing your shoulders away from your ears, opening up your collarbones. Opportunity, if you choose to come into a little more strengthening, a little more opening, to press down and lift your elbows up off the floor. So it'll be called seal pose in yoga. Hip bones stay down. Fire up your thighs. Press into the tops of your feet. And then notice if your shoulders just drew up to your ears. Draw them down and away from your ears. Find a little lift in the center of your heart. Okay, and releasing on down all the way to your belly. Lay down. You can take your hands by your side. Just a little bend in your knees. Take your feet over to the left and over to the right. Side to side, back and forth. Moving right and left. Making your way into a downward facing dog. Just passing through. Going to move into a lizard position, so you can take your thumbs to touch and then step your right foot outside of your right hand to a lunge, a lizard. From here you can bring your back knee down, walk your right foot out to the edge, and then coming onto your forearms. You can put blocks under your forearms. If you can, come into a more active lizard today. Curl your back toes under and lift your back knee. And with your arms, pull your chest toward the front of your mat. Look toward the front of your mat. Core. Notice any fidgeting, wanting to pick the toenail polish off your toes. Can you find some stillness? Can you activate more by pressing down, hugging in? Only you know. Put a little twist on the situation. Drop your back knee, come up on your hands, and with your right hand, grab your outer edge of your back foot. Twist and spread open your collarbones, open up your heart, heart, physical chest. Breathe. Couple more rounds of deep breathing. Stay with it. A little bend in both elbows. Taking the foot into the hand. Moving into a half splits. So your hips are going to stay over your left knee. You're going to straighten out your right leg. Walk your hands toward the front of your mat. Maybe you need blocks on your hands. That's fine. Set your drishti, your gaze, to your right toe. Okay, and you're going to move into a half pigeon, walking your right foot across your mat. Maybe taking a little back bend here if you like. Coming all the way down to the floor. So you can support yourself by putting a block underneath your right hip, kind of trying to level out your hips. Maybe wiggling your elbows toward one another, stretching out your back, the lats. You want to bring your palms together and bring your thumbs back toward your spine. Do that. Focusing on breath. One more giant breath in. Little haw out. Coming onto your forearms and just kicking your right foot back, coming into a forearm plank. Firm up your core. Working an opportunity to work your core with legs extended versus the hips bent. Stay with it. Staying with core, we're going to move into a forearm side plank. So keep your right arm down, stack your feet, reach up with your left hand. Squeeze your belly, lift up your hips. Stretch your fingers. And you can look down for some stability or you can look up for a little more challenge. Even here, can you find some stillness? support, you can always put your knee down. Breathe, Yogi. Okay, slowly switch sides. Left elbow down. Shift over onto your left side. Reach up with your right hand. So many good things happening in your body right now. Moving beyond maybe even what you thought was possible. If you needing to amplify, you can always lift the leg. Anything you need right here. Breathe. Okay, starting to release, moving into a downward facing dog for a few breaths. Remembering that a teacher of mine early on in my yoga career said to me that downward dog was a resting position. And it kind of is stepping into left-sided lizard. Left foot steps up and out to the edge of your mat. Come onto your forearms. Keeping your back knee lifted today. Curl your back toes under and squeeze some energy into your back leg. Okay, opportunity for a little twist. You can drop your back knee, left hand to the baby side edge of your right foot. Put a little bend in your elbows so you can activate your muscle string versus simply requiring your joints to hold you up. Working the triceps when you do that. And then a little kick of your back foot into your hand and a little pull with your hand of your foot. So using our own body to increase our strength. How you're breathing. How you're rotating open. How you're lifting your chest. Okay, half splits. Left foot walks to the center of your mat. You're going to take one hand inside, one hand outside of your foot. Walking your hands toward the front of your mat and breathe. Half pigeon. Heel toe your left foot across your mat. Maybe a back bend or right into your half pigeon. Drop your forehead down and breathe. Maybe walk your elbows in. Place your palms together. Deep, deep breath. We have a little visitor. She's so quiet. Breathing in, breathing out. Stillness like that. Water behind me. Glassy. Deep, deep breath in. Big Just coming on up. We're going to move into a side-facing wide legs. When you realize you're being watched, you don't even know it. Taking your feet wide. The great place if you are tighter in your hamstring, tighter in your low back, to sit on a block or to sit on a pillow. Getting your hips up so you can get onto the ischial tuberosities, the sit bones. Just a slight lean forward. You can hook your toes. Deep breaths. One more deep breath in. And squeeze it out. Come on up. We're going to make our way into a yogi squat. So you can turn and face the front of your mat. You can put a blanket underneath your heels. You want your heels down on the ground. You can put blocks under your hands. You can sit on a block. Stretch out. So many good things in this way that so many people in third world countries still hang out in. Right back into your breath, into your intention. Having a little conversation with my wife. Big breath in. Big making your way into a hero's pose. Uncurl your toes, sit back on your heels. A great way to modify this one if you have tight thighs, tight quads, is to put a blanket right underneath your knees or right underneath your sit bones and make your seat a little higher. You can also put a couple of blocks underneath your sit bones and sit on a couple of blocks or a bigger blanket. Great way to release your quads right here. Great way to make some more space in your knees if you have any knee pains. I also like to say that share really that only a few years ago when I came to this practice, how bad my knees were. Like how impossible it was for me to sit down on the floor on my knees. My shins hurt, my knees hurt, my ankles hurt. Pretty sure almost everything hurt. Okay, curl your toes under. It's called prayer pose or fire toes, curling your toes under, sitting back on your heels. This is another one that was extremely painful for me, or extremely uncomfortable for me. This too shall pass. So with this practice, everything in your body will begin to open back up, and everything in your body will begin to feel better. That's been my experience. So this is the reason I love to share this practice, especially this style of practice. I think it's, for me, has been so healing. And can you relax your shoulders down away from your ears? If you need to come forward a little, take a little weight off your feet, your toes. Simply, you can come forward. You can bow forward if you need to, or put your hands on blocks. Big giant breath in. Big full make your way back to seated. Bring your shin bones up into your chest. Lay back. Make some hip circles, some knee circles. Wiggle out your low back. Change directions of your circles. Just going to take a little supine twist. Scoot your hips over to the right side of your mat. Drop your knees over to the left. So you want to keep your right shoulder on the floor if you can. And look over your right shoulder. If you need some support, if your knees aren't on the floor, you can put a block under your knees or a blanket under your thigh. Whatever you need. Moving intelligently. Not going to be here for long. Just a little realignment of the spine. Hydrating your discs. Okay, I'm going to move over. We're going to switch directions. Take your knees over to the right side. You can scoot your hips over to the left side of your mat and just drop in. Looking over your left shoulder. Remember to keep breathing. You're going to start to release. We're going to come into one more final pose. Baddha Konasana. Supta Baddha Konasana means reclined, feet together, knees wide. Relax. You can have your hands on your heart, your belly, or even out to the sides. Savasana. Stretch out. Take your feet long and wide. Spin your palms to face the sky. Let go. Just a little wiggle of your shoulders together. Take one more giant breath in. One more full So you can stay in your Savasana as long as you like, or whenever you're ready to come out of it, draw your feet together, reach through your hands, stretch out, tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes. Hug yourself, love yourself. Come on up to seated. Hands to your heart. May God bless and keep you. Have a great day. We say together, Namaste.